guys, Barbara here, and I've got Josh with me today.
Hello.
Josh is the reason that I'm doing this review, okay? He suggested that we do a side-by-side comparison review of Cinnabon versus my cinnamon rolls. My Cinnabons, all right?
Cinnabon.
Cinnabon. So show it. Jory went to go buy one for me at the mall. He kept the receipt. $4.10, I believe.
That sounds about right.
He kept the receipt so I could show it. $4.10 for this cinnamon roll at Cinnabon, all right? And Josh was like, Mom, your stuff looks way better anyway, so let's compare and see which one tastes better. And is it worth it to buy Cinnabon? So yesterday, I started early because I was doing a show for the cooking channel. And I called myself making Cinnabon because I remember them being big. I only ate one in my lifetime at an airport. Look how big these are. I cut them 2 inches big.
Thick.
You could get, Joshua, get a plate. I had this plate. You know what? Steal this plate.
Okay.
I had this plate here for that reason. Take it out.
Sticky. Ooh.
All right.
So
right away we noticed that they put more cinnamon paste in between their roll.
Yes, they do.
Versus mine. So I had to try to go make them the same size thereabouts. This looks about equal, right? What do you think?
And like
the circumference.
This has more.
This has more height. More height.
Yeah, I'd say the height's about the same too, but this has more layers. It's like
more
1,
layers.
2, 3, 4. Yours has like 3.
Okay,
yeah.
so what they probably did was just made 2 big rolls and just rolled more layers onto the thing. So we could do that in the future, but for right now, I think it's a little bit comparable. Plus, you know what? They might have rolled this a little bit tighter, but I think these are equal size. If we were to go weigh them on the scale, they'd probably be even. So I got 19. From the batch that I made. That's the recipe of 8 cups of all-purpose flour.
How much would you
I got 19.
How much would you say, how much money do you think you would need to make a giant batch?
Okay, he's rushing the brush.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay?
I'm sorry.
Because now I want you guys to take a look at how I actually made these cinnamon rolls because it was so simple. So take a look. This is 8 cups of all-purpose flour. It's not sifted. Dry ingredients include 2 tablespoons of granulated sugar, a teaspoon of salt. I robbed some of the sugar to make my yeast. 2 tablespoons of yeast with a 1/4 cup of warm water from the faucet and just a little bit of the sugar to make it rise. 2 eggs. This is a stick of butter melted. 2 cups of cold milk from the fridge and some instant pudding, the vanilla one. All right, this is a 3.5 ounce. So let me first get my pudding mix open, and then I'm going to add the cold milk to it and give it a stir. Well, give it a whisk, and I want to make sure that it's as smooth as it can be. All right. Now let me go ahead and whisk my eggs, and then I'm going to move over to my bowl with my dry ingredients. I've already put in the salt and the sugar, all right? So it's the eggs, the yeast, the melted butter, and then of course the pudding mix. So I'm stirring this way with my hands because to me that it kind of does the same thing that the stand mixer would do, the dough hook on the stand mixer would do, just to get this all worked in. And don't be afraid that it's a lot of flour, 8 cups of flour, because you can handle this, all right, even if this is your first time handling dough. I'm adding a little bit of warm water from the faucet just because I needed more liquid to make the dough ball form. So this is like really too sticky, so I'm gonna stop and just go get my hands rinsed off, see? And this is much better. So now let me go ahead and just roll this until I can get a smooth ball that's not too sticky, all right? So just keep adding flour as you need to, and you're gonna need a big workspace. So clear off a tabletop or a counter or something, you know, just get up all the dough and just work it in. I can't tell you how long you're supposed to need because you're gonna know that it's ready when you see that it's all smooth, all right? So take a look at this dynamic angle that I'm doing for you guys. I love messing around with dough. I don't know if you guys are like me, but I love messing around with dough. So let me get this covered. And usually it's an hour, but mine usually takes 45 minutes. Let me get it out. And then just go ahead and punch it down. You don't really have to punch it either. As long as you kind of squeeze it and twist it and turn it to get the air out, you're good. So just let me go ahead and roll. And let me get some flour. And what I'm going to do is roll with the rolling pin and then fold in 3 like this. 1, and then bring up that. Well, usually I bring up the next side, but I just rolled it this time. Sometimes you have to let the dough rest for a few seconds or maybe a couple minutes. before you can roll again, because it gets kind of like poofy and stiff. So I'm just gonna go do it like one more time. Usually for the cinnamon buns, I don't do this too many times, just maybe 2 or 3 times. Yes, I keep moving the dough around because I want to make sure it's not sticking to the counter, okay? This is the time that you want to keep flouring the countertop and your rolling pin to make sure it's not sticking, because now I'm going to start rolling out my rectangle. And you just have to kind of put some elbow grease into this to make it work, all right? Sometimes I stop rolling and I just kind of pull and stretch. And I'm trying to get it super long because I want to get quite a few of these buns. All right, so just make sure it's as rectangle as you can be. Don't get it too like out of shape. So you're just gonna have to keep working it around. You know, when you're done rolling, just kind of move it with your hands and kind of make it into that rectangle. So this is about 12 by 20 or 21. So this is 2 cups of brown sugar, and I have the dark kind, but you can use the light if that's all you have. 2 tablespoons of cinnamon powder, and let me mix this in. And to this, I'm gonna add some melted butter. This is the one thing that I don't like about cinnamon rolls. It uses a lot of butter. It uses a lot of butter in the bread and to make the whole thing. And butter is kind of expensive, but hey, this is all gonna be worth it when it's done. So I'm just spreading. You can make this more pasty by adding more butter. And you just wanna go ahead and spread this as evenly as you can go throughout the roll. And then just start to tuck and roll. Tuck and roll like a towel, okay? So I'm speeding it up for you guys. Look how fast I'm going. Yes, I'm a pro. I'm going fast. I'm just putting a little bit of flour because it felt sticky right there. Now I'm going to take the seam and I'm just going to go ahead and sew it shut. This is what I call it. Sew it shut just by pinching. And we also want to go ahead and turn down the ends, okay? Turn down the ends like this. Turn it over. And now let me go ahead and measure the height. Let me see. Right at about 2 inches. Theirs is kind of tall. So I'm going to play it safe and measure it 1.5 inches, all right? See, I'm trying to match it. I want to get as close to the size as I can. Let me go ahead and grease my 9 by 13 pan and just lay them in there. I want them to touch, but I still want these buns to kind of remain round, you know, so let me squish this one. And look, I got a whole bunch. See you guys in 20 minutes. Now the oven is preheated to 350. Stick them in. Set the timer for about 20 minutes. They might need 25 minutes, but they don't go too long, because if you go too long, they're going to get stiff. All right, so that was pretty easy, right? Even if you've never messed with dough before, do not panic when making this. This is a sweetbread, a common sweetbread. If you notice, only 2 tablespoons of sugar in the bread itself, so it's not very sweet without all the other stuff you're gonna add on top of it, all right? So now you can make it less sweet or more sweet. Well, this is theirs. Depending on how much brown sugar you put in the middle part. And as you guys already know, they put a ton. They put a lot. They want you to come back.
Look at the bottom of this. There's still a glob of the frosting and a bunch of the cinnamon.
They want you to come back, guys. So they put a lot.
That's how they
For
get you
me,
addicted.
I didn't put as much because I want to live. I want to have diabetes. So Joshua was asking before we went to break. I had a card here. How much does it cost to make mine? So I went in there and I went to a website where I was doing it like, how much, you know, is 8 cups of flour in pounds? How much is a pound of flour? Oh my God, that was taking all day. And then I found this chart that had it all worked out for me. So it cost me $5.64 to make 19 of these babies. That's with the middle part and the topping, the sugar topping, okay? 19. That works out to be 29 full cents a cinnamon roll. Comparison
versus
done.
This 410?
Comparison done at this point.
You had 19 versus 1?
$4.10. All right, so Joshua's gonna go nuke both of them because we want to taste both of them, and then when we come back, we're gonna be tasting. All right. So all I did after it came out is just put some melted butter so that this will stay. Now Joshua already tasted the frosting from the Cinnabon one because he nuked the thing and his finger just accidentally slipped and touched it. Yeah, right. So I'm like, So I'm kind of skimping on my frosting only because some people don't like a lot of frosting, you know, because this is already sweet with the stuff in the middle. So what we're going to do now is each taste a piece of the Cinnabon.
What happened to this poor guy over here?
That's the end. So it didn't come out with the stuff in the middle.
Oh, poor guy.
Yeah, and we're going to address that later. So we're just going to go ahead and taste a piece of the Cinnabon.
Okay.
And then
I'll admit, since you don't have a ton of cinnamon, it looks more lighter and happier. Yours, like I said, described.
okay.
This is like
it's laden down, right?
Dark, yeah.
It's laden down. Okay. So we're gonna just tear it apart. Your hands are clean, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Hands or fork.
Well, if it's too hot, then we might need a fork, but tear it apart.
That's not too hard. That's not too hot.
Give me a piece.
Ooh, it's dripping.
It's hot?
It's
I'm
dripping.
Okay. You guys, what's that dripping?
It's
that
it's the cinnamon.
brown sugar.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna give them their props.
It's
That brown sugar thing drooling everything. That's alright. The bread, I've tasted better bread.
Well, I like the brown sugar. I like this with frosting, but yeah, the bread is like the weakest
The
part.
bread is weak.
And that's a good chunk of your cinnamon.
Okay. I'm getting that aftertaste that I didn't like when Jada, remember when you and I traveled to Utah? And I tasted it at the airport? Jada's running camera. That's when Jada shook her head because she knows I don't like them to talk. Like, you can talk, baby.
That's the cliche of airports, though. You always get a Cinnabon when you're at the airport.
Are you crazy? I don't like for that topping.
I like the topping. It tastes more
You
cakey.
guys, I don't know what that topping is. It's not cream cheese for sure.
No, it's not. It tastes more like a frosting on a...
Well, taste mine. Let me go into mine. And I'm not even biased, okay?
She's a bit biased. Ow.
And there you go right now. You guys, this is this reporter's opinion. Alright? My bread is soft.
That is
Has
true.
a nice flavor to it.
It's
No
fluffy.
aftertaste. Fluffy, thank you. To me, it's just enough of that cinnamon sugar that's in the middle because you don't need a lot to get diabetes.
You really don't need a lot of cinnamon. They do pour it on the Cinnabon. They really
Make it appetizing.
They want to get you hooked.
I like my frosting too, but I could see what Josh was saying about their frosting.
I do like the
Josh.
frosting. I do like the frosting a lot more. It's more of a cake feel. I'm pretty sure it's a lot worse for you than mom's frosting. Mom's frosting probably way more.
Probably have
healthier.
stuff in it.
Yeah, it's probably definitely manufactured frosting. Yours,
So what do you think on a whole? I just broke it down. That's my opinion. Give me your opinion.
if we were
break it
able,
down,
if we were able to transplant their frosting onto your Cinnabons, 100% perfect.
Okay.
But right now, it's
That's
like,
fair.
I would prefer this because I don't feel too guilty eating.
What
this.
about the middle part? Because I like their middle part. Do
Does
you
the
like
cinnamon?
my middle part too? You
I
think
like
I should
both.
put more?
I can go
You like
either
both?
or.
Okay.
I don't. I can go either or with a lot or a little bit as long as I can taste the cinnamon in the middle.
Right.
So that doesn't matter too much to me.
Okay.
So either way, those work for me.
Well, I'll tell you for me, camera lady, I'll tell you for me, I like that it's cheaper for me to make all this, 29 cents each. Did I say 29, 27, 29 cents each, guys?
If you're looking at this logically,
Yeah.
because you can get
And you
19.
can make enough to freeze some to give away to the neighbors. They're going to love you on a cold day with warm, cinnamon rolls.
Tasting it again, yeah, their dough is bad compared to your dough. Their like without the frosting, you do get that aftertaste with the bread. So I don't know what's up with that.
Wow. All right, guys, so this is my summary, and then Joshua will give his. Meanwhile, Jada is tasting to compare. Jada put the camera on the stand. I've only bought one Cinnabon ever at an airport in Utah. I didn't like it because I almost choked to death on it because when it unwrapped in the middle part, it seemed like it didn't cook. It was kind of raw, and it kept slipping down my throat, and Jada had to hit me in the back because she was with me.
Mushy foods.
But I do like these mushy. I do like these Cinnabons mushy.
Let Jada talk.
Okay.
What'd she say?
I like mommies.
Oh, is that why you stopped me? Because it's a favorite review?
Joshua gave a good review though, I understand. Joshua's like, yeah, I could do without all the drippings in the middle if mommy could make the frosting the way they made their frosting. So you know what? We're going to Google that. See what they do with their
There has to
frosting.
be a recipe out there.
Yeah. Jada, slow your roll. You have an interview to do.
But
my
mommy's
love.
frosting tastes like donut glaze.
Yeah. Because mine is simple. It's
You
just icing, sugar, and milk.
She might be right, but it's been centuries since I've had a donut. So
You know what? They might just have vanilla extract in that frosting.
It might just be.
I don't have
bet you
any,
it's
so I
something
didn't
that
put
simple.
any. Yeah, it might be a flavor or something that he likes. So, all in all, you guys be the judge. But I would suggest that you go make my cinnamon rolls. I made it here right now for you.
I'll break it down for you. $5 and something cents?
$5.64 or 19.
$5.64 for 19 Cinnabons that you know are healthier than the ones you can get at the store because you made it yourself. and I don't feel awful when I eat these.
And you could tweak the sugar in the middle.
True, true. Versus what, $4.10 for a Cinnabon, and it's kind of small compared to yours. Still, yours is way bigger.
I remembered it being bigger, right, Jada?
I remember it being huge.
Jada, don't you remember it being bigger?
Yeah.
That's why when I made these, because I'm like, no, Cinnabons are big.
I thought it was like that. Yeah.
This can feed a small family of 5.
That's basically a tiny cake you get at Chili's for your dessert.
I know.
Size.
Well, guys, I am so happy we were able to bring this review to you. If you want to see more reviews like this, where we're making the thing from scratch versus whatever is out there, at the restaurant or at the store, and see how it stacks up cost effectively, let us know and we'll keep doing these, okay? Thank you so much for watching. Go ahead and hit that like button for me. Don't forget to subscribe to my little channel, Bear Pantry Talk. Hit the bell so you can know when I upload something again. And I'm doing daily vlogs here. Joshua is still working on his spooky story. Actually, I'm editing the spooky story. That will come up soon.
But she's so scared.
And Jada has, oh my God, so many things happening for Jada.
Her
CD is going to drop on the 14th. Yes. Bye, guys.
Bye, everybody.
I gotta go take thumbnail pictures of these side by side. Thank God Joshua didn't eat it all.
One more side by side. I'm not gonna lie though, Mom's does look way happier. Like fluffy clouds to eat with dressing poured on it.
I'm licking my frosting.
Bye, everybody.